Greetings and salutations, everyone. How we doing? It is the 974th day of March. I hope everyone is doing well with the 9,000 count pollen outside. Thank God, because some of you guys don't seem to understand the difference between social distancing and I'm just going to do whatever the hell I want to do. So let's go ahead and break that down really quick. 6 feet of distance. 6 feet. That's what you need. Whether you are in a grocery store, Home Depot, or any big box chain, 6 feet. Don't play games with this. Don't say, oh, well, I'm just naturally at a grocery store, I get close. No. I don't want to be near you. Don't talk to me if you see me in the streets. Kind of give me a nod. I'll give you a nod, and we'll keep it moving. Outside of that, right now, I don't need to talk to you. We have Twitter. We have Facebook. We have so many different ways. If you have my number, text me. Don't call me. It's one of those things. I'm a busy man, and I think all of us are busy right now. Can we go ahead and agree off the jump that teachers need a 6-figure salary now that we have to deal with our own kids for all day, every day? Can we agree on that? Just makes sense to me. The more I do this, the more I'm like, man, teachers are so underpaid. My God. So for everything that we've had to deal with so far with homeschooling and trying to maintain a job, or in some cases for you guys out there trying to find a job because you were maybe let go, which sucks. And I hate it. And I think that's what I'm going to do probably on the next show is on the next show, I think I'm going to try to play matchmaker for some of you out there who are looking for a job. Because we have some people out there who are hiring, believe it or not, and we have some people who are looking. So this is the worst economic crisis since the 2008 crash. I think every metric basically pairs out to that. I would want to say I'm thinking in my head if there's been anything worse since then. No, not really. But look, we have to try to do what we can to keep things going, keep things moving. Part of that is being socially responsible. Number one, if you are a troll, you are used to trolling, you have troll tendencies, now is not the time for that. Now is not the time to try to gaslight people for your own amusement. I still see some of you guys out there just trying to flame conversation on Twitter for the LOLs and whatnot. Can we hit the pause button on that for a little bit? And I mean, even like some of the best parody accounts out there are hitting pause on the trolling. And I think that's okay. Let's just take a break from that right now. And another thing that, again, with the social distancing, we really have to do better about that. And I'm going to give you an example as to why. So I think it's all known throughout this community that I have contacts in Italy. I've been speaking with my relatives on a regular basis. Thank God they're all doing okay. But I have cousins in Padova, Milan, Bergamo, and Sicily. And Bergamo is like ground zero for everything horrible that is happening right now in Italy. My cousins are on lockdown. They cannot leave the house. It's about $2,000, $3,000 fine if you are going anywhere outside of the grocery and the pharmacy. And they still have problems with people trying to leave. And in the beginning, they said, all right, we're going to try to do this social distancing thing, but we're going to leave you responsible for your own actions. And people took advantage of it. And they were out in the streets, and they were out in the parks, and they were out hiking and running and playing and doing all that. And we see what is happening now with Italy. The morgues are too full. They cannot process enough bodies at one time. The army now has to load the bodies into military vehicles and ship them down south to other morgues that are capable of processing, that have not been hit as hard as the Lombardy region or the Veneto region. It's something where it can go south very quickly. And we're already hearing about ICUs here and Atlanta that are full, certainly up in New York that are full. And it's the same thing. The same thing's playing out over here. I feel like watching Italian news that I'm 4 episodes ahead on Game of Thrones. Like, everyone else hits the red wedding, and you're like, oh, yeah. Probably should have told you that was coming. Well, let me go ahead and tell you what's coming next. Since we're already past the point of this is going to get bad, let me tell you what's coming next. If you don't start social distancing. Bergamo is going to happen here if you don't start social distancing. If you don't take this seriously. I see pictures of people on the trails in North Georgia, 5, 10, 15 people all grouped up. I see pictures from the Beltline, people within 1.5 feet, 2 feet of each other. Even here in Dunwoody, I see people who are walking the paths around Brook Run. They're right next to each other. And the problem with this is that you are the weapon, not the virus. You are the weapon. You are the transportation for this thing. The virus does not move. You move. If this were a terror attack, normally we would be saying, hey, look, I'm not going to live my life in fear. I'm going to keep things moving, and I'm not going to let these people beat me. Well, that's the worst thing you can do in a pandemic situation, because if this were a terrorist attack, you, my friend, would be the weapon. So, social distancing does not mean completely cutting off human contact. What it means is that you have to put some damn distance between yourself and the rest of the world, because you have to treat yourself as if you are infected. That's how it works. And if we were able to do this for 2 or 3 weeks consistently, this would not be a problem. I had somebody try to tell me, like, well, why is this so bad? I don't understand. It's like, okay, why are the hospitals just now overflowing? It's like, okay, well, let's put it this way. Let's say we have a piece of concrete in front of us, right? And we're going to break it. That's the job. The job is to break the concrete. Now, I hand you a normal hammer, okay? You start tapping away. You're doing some damage, right? You're doing some damage. You're chipping pieces off. Hey, look at you. You're pretty strong. You're tough with that little hammer, but you're not getting the job done. I come through with a sledgehammer, and I take 5, 6, 7 wallops with this thing, and it's done. It's busted completely. We have to think of the small hammer as your normal seasonal flu, and the sledgehammer is going to be COVID-19. COVID-19's job, the flu's job, is to make you sick. It's to make the population sick. Now, the question is, how quickly does it affect the hospitals? In this case, the flu is the small hammer. Again, COVID is the sledgehammer, and the concrete is being replaced by our medical system. So, COVID-19 is essentially breaking this big block into pieces very quickly. And it's the same thing that's happening right now within our ICUs and our emergency departments, and that's why they're running out of equipment so quickly. That's why all the beds are packing up. That's why you have the Army Corps of Engineers constructing field hospitals in Central Park and in stadiums around town, especially up in the Northeast. It's going to happen here if we don't start changing things very quickly. So, now that I'm firmly on my soapbox, for the good of everyone around you, just stay at home. We really do have everything we need. I've tried making funny videos on Facebook. I made a Bane video, and it got like 2,300 views, and I think that's pretty cool. But I see people who are doing far better jobs, either screaming, yelling, ranting. There's a hilarious song it's this old guy who looks like David Letterman singing "Stay the F at Home." Let's just do that. Let's just try it. I'm gonna get motivational here. In America, baby, we are the best at one thing. The world knows us for one thing, and that is being exceptionally lazy. We are gifted at being lazy. We have everything we need to park ourselves on a couch for an insane period of time and do nothing. Absolutely nothing. We can put on Netflix and stream the Great British Baking Show. 7 seasons of it, baby. 7 seasons. Paul Hollywood. Critiquing puff pastry. You can do it. You can put on HBO Go. And you have just a wealth of content. Curb Your Enthusiasm. You have seasons on seasons of Game of Thrones, but seriously, just stop after the battle with the White Walkers. Then you will have a far better impression of Game of Thrones than everyone else who watched all the way through. Just trust me on that. As soon as the battle with the White Walkers is over, turn it off and walk away. The Sopranos. Do I already say Curb? Yes, I think I already said Curb Your Enthusiasm. The endless content. Hulu. I mean, you got ESPN Plus. All the 30 for 30s are on ESPN Plus. You have Disney Plus. The Mandalorian. Amazing show. It's a space western, and it is amazing. Seriously. Why is it just now, with all this content, the wealth of knowledge, the wealth of entertainment, you can be like the tyrant of Syracuse and just demand entertainment in front of you. I demand to be entertained. Bring forth the entertainment. Even Pornhub Premium's free. All right? It's every vice, everything is available to you. And now you guys want to run marathons. Now you want to go out and do CrossFit in the park. Good God Almighty. Just for once, do what you're good at. Just do what America's known for. Sit on your butt and watch TV. That's it. That's it. That's all you have to do. And if you're one of those spouses who's been waiting, and maybe your husband or wife or significant other has said, well, when I have time, I'll get around to that project. No, now is not the time to pressure them to get the project done. I'm walking that one straight back. And here's why. Because then people get inventive because they want to avoid work. Right? They want to avoid work at all costs. So what happens? I think I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to go out somewhere and get on because I don't want to redo the kitchen. I don't want to do that. I don't want to tear the floor up. I don't want to repaint things. I will do whatever it takes to get out of doing that kind of work. So what am I going to do? I'm going to get on a bike. I'm going to go out on the road, and then I'm going to run into somebody, some other moron who's sick and thinks they're not sick, and boom, now I've got COVID. That's it. That's all it takes. So seriously, husbands, wives, girlfriends, significant others, don't push the big, crazy, stupid project right now. Okay? Just sit on your butts and watch TV. Watch indoor workout videos and work out in the comfort of your own home. If you have a Roku, you have no excuse. There are literally hundreds of workout videos through Roku. And YouTube is YouTube University, of course. Anything you want is there for you. You want to train core today, train core. You want to do body weight exercises, build your upper body weight, build your upper body, your lower body, anything. The best shape I've ever been in my life, I was doing nothing but body weight exercises. Talk to anyone who's gone through boot camp in the Marines and they'll tell you it's all body weight. Planks, push-ups, crunches, all of it. They're all in stupid good shape when they leave Paris Island or San Diego. You can do this. We can be lazy together. That's my political slogan, Aliffi 2020. Let's be lazy together. From a distance, via digital means. So, what are some other ways we could protect ourselves? Well, first of all, we could protect ourselves by avoiding contact with other people. We know this. You hear it every day. But we could also help our communities by finding ways of maintaining social distance and putting the dollars into their registers, either digitally, but let's not do physically, okay? So let's walk through some of these things right here. I put out the call on Twitter. I said, hey, look, if you have a business, one of your favorite businesses, doesn't have to be one you own and operate, that providing food, providing something else that can be attained through either curbside pickup, drop off, takeaway, whatever. Let's talk about them, right? Let's talk about that tonight because everyone's posting recipes. I do have the sauce recipe and the meatball recipe that's going to be coming out very soon. I just have to find time to edit it. Believe it or not, when you have a 3-year-old and a 10-year-old and you're trying to homeschool and do a 9 to 5, believe it or not, time flies pretty quickly. So that will be coming, but at the same time, hey, look, I'm doing the best I can here. All right, so now is going to be sort of a running list of things that have been brought to my attention from all of you out there. And I will keep updating this. I'll keep doing as many shows as needed to ensure that we can actually make sure that these businesses get help. Because, hey, guys, the employees for these establishments, they're your neighbors, man. You know, they are trying to keep the lights on and food on the table and those prescriptions filled just like the rest of us. So let's try to find a way. We have someone who comes and cleans our home. Very sweet lady. We're just paying her. Stay home. Your job, I'm paying you to stay home, literally. That is your job this month. That's what we're putting on the requisition order. Stay your ass at home. Here's the normal payment. That's it. Do us a solid later on, right? And if you have people who help you, either maybe some landscaping work, or they do maybe they come and clean your house or something like that, or it's a kid's tutor, right? You have a tutor for your kid. Pay them and just tell them to leave you alone. I'm paying you this month to leave me alone. And I promise you it will go a long way. It'll make you feel good. It helps them because that's one less opportunity you have to get sick and one less opportunity they have to get sick. So let's go ahead and run down some of these lists here. Sushi Av. This is from 5 Takes on 5 Stripes on the Twitters. Sushi Av on Ponce in Decatur. Best in town. Doing 10% off orders. That's curbside pickup and takeaway. Grindhouse Burgers. That's another one. Love Grindhouse Burgers. A lot of these places now are doing not only food takeaway, but booze takeaway. So if you don't want to go mess with the liquor stores or the grocery stores to get your beer and your booze, you can go to these restaurants, and a lot of places will let you do a carry-away beverage. Have at it. If they're letting me do it, I'm doing it. Also, I saw that Brick Store in Decatur had you can purchase from the seller. They have an extensive variety. If you've never been to Brick Store, and if you like beer and you've never been to Brick Store, you don't like beer. Just trust me. This place is absolutely fantastic. They have probably the deepest roster of brews anywhere in town. They're open. Obviously, you can't go in there and hang out, but if you hit them up, you can go through essentially the beer Bible, and you can raid their cellar. And they're selling stuff for like 50% off. I will be hitting them up this week. So that's something to consider. But we have Grindhouse Burgers. They're all around town. They are delicious. They are amazing. Let's see. Perrin's Wine. That's Perrine. Perrin's Wine on the west side. They let you order via email, and then they bring it to the trunk of your car. Like, you don't have to roll down your window. You just pop the trunk and they drop it in. That's the kind of service I'm talking about. That's perfect. And that's from Chris Kilroy, by the way. Chris Kilroy, thanks for that. He dropped Grindhouse and he dropped Perrin's Wine. ATL Polo, he's so well spoken. Hollywood Feed is open for normal hours. That's he says they have online curbside available as well. He says, I know you're probably talking about restaurants, but the pets need to eat too. Yes. If I can get high quality food for a dog, a cat, I mean, some of you guys got like ferrets and weasels and whatnot. I don't know. But if the pets have to eat, and that's one less place I have to walk in and risk getting sick. So yes, curbside, Hollywood Feed. That is something out there. Joe Johnson, happiest of Joes. Joe, how you doing, man? How's are we doing okay? Is the Cab United doing all right? How many more times am I going to have to keep voting? I'm going to keep voting though. All of you guys Follow Joe Johnson. He's at Happiest of Joe's, and make sure you vote for the Cab United. Anybody that doesn't look like they're from Georgia that they get paired against, that's who you have to vote for. So that's something there. He says the Butcher and the Baker in Marietta. So I'm pulling up the Butcher and Baker in Marietta now. Apparently that's on the square. And so they have they are locally owned. Traveled New South restaurant that is bringing new dining experience to the Marietta Square, keeping up the Southern roots while taking inspiration from the experiences, flavors, and cultures around us. Allow us to create meals that are familiar and new at the same time. And yes, my friends, they will do curbside for you. And let's see what's on this menu here. Hold up. Whoa! Hold up. I mean, they got steamed buns. They got Korean fried chicken legs. Woo! Kimchi salad. Hold up. I may have to drive to Marietta. Let's see what else they have here. Hold up. They have a meat and cheese board. I don't know if you can do a meat and cheese board for pickup, but we need to find out. Joe, let me know. Can we do the charcuterie board for a pickup? Is that an option? They have a meat and two. That's a choice of protein and 2 seasonal sides with cornbread. That's really what I need. That's what I miss the most. There are a couple of like meat and 2, meat and 3 places around Atlanta that if you can find these places, they're just dynamite food, but I don't know if they're still open because typically those places are terrible with social media. So if you know of any meat and 2, meat and 3 places, that for those who are not aware of what a meat and 2 and meat and 3 is, it is a protein, beef, chicken, something like that, and then 2 to 3 sides. And it's like the southern version of vegetables. Remember, mac and cheese in the South counts as a vegetable. Don't ask me how that started. It just did. So if you have any of those places, and then it gets served with like cornbread or roll. So yeah, any of those places, let me know. I'm 100% on board with promoting them. So these are some places that are absolutely going to be doing curbside. And I know I'm not supposed to be doing ums and ahs and stutters and all that, but I'm really trying to, I just had the epiphany, hey, look, let's put these businesses out there and let's get it going. Bayside Coffee Company. They're based out of Apalachicola. I pub this because it's my brother. He is a coffee junkie, and he has high quality, amazing coffee. Inside baseball here, I'm a complete jerk, and I do not pub things I don't like. So if my brother made crap coffee, I would just be quietly telling him, dude, you made some crap coffee. The coffee's really good. The Colombian roast is my personal favorite. You can hit him up. He will ship you the coffee. So if you need coffee and you don't want to have to go to the store, or maybe your favorite store is sold out of coffee, hit up coffeebythebay.com. That is COFFEE bythebay.com. If you are a resident of Franklin County, Florida, use the code LOCAL at checkout. You're getting free delivery. So hit them up. Let them know. And my brother sells good coffee. I'm just telling you guys. If you are in Villa Rica, Georgia, Johnny's New York style pizza. They're doing pizza kits. Half of the fun of all this means that we have to keep the kids occupied. And I know that one thing that I do, I cook with my daughter. My son doesn't care one bit about cooking at all. He just wants to see the finished product. But pizza kits are a great way to get the kids involved. Teach them something. Teach them a little bit about the food that they're eating, how you can construct and pair ingredients together. Pizza kits are a great way to do that. It's a great way to get everyone started in cooking. And really, a lot of these are like very formulaic. Do this, in the oven at X degrees for X period of time. Boom, you're done. So Johnny's New York style pizza, they're selling pizza kits out of Villa Rica. Now, if it's a Johnny's somewhere else, you're going to want to call them and find out if they're actually doing that. But keep in mind, supporting these businesses helps keep people employed. That's the whole goal in this. We want to keep everyone healthy. We want to keep paychecks coming in. It's not just, hey, look, I got my $1,200 from the government. That's fine. And in some cases, that's going to be really needed and awesome. But at the same time, let's try to keep these people employed if we can. And we do that by maybe once a week, if your budget allows, hey, let's call one of these places up and just order something. And either DoorDash or Grubhub or something like that, they can bring it to you. And not to mention, what's hilarious is that the grocery stores are emptying out, but the supply chains for the restaurants are solid. So if you're hungry and you're like, I have nothing here and there's nothing at the store, all right, there you go. You know what to do. DoorDash, Grubhub, curbside pickup, whatever you want to do, just understand it's there for you. But the pizza kit, I cannot recommend a pizza kit enough. And even though it's something simple, something small, it's a great way to keep your family fed and to keep everyone in the house excited and entertained and all that fun stuff. We're doing stuff here, all right? We're doing stuff. Wild Heaven. I want to know if this is still happening with Wild Heaven. But they had a special promotion going on. Wild Heaven's exceptional beer. I swear to God. There's some local beers that I'm like, eh. But Wild Heaven does a fantastic job, not just in being good stewards of the community, but also providing a fantastic product in the process. They had a special case deal to raise money for their furloughed staff. Now, the problem is okay, well, why is Wild Heaven furloughing staff? Well, it's the largest economic crisis since the Great Depression, right? Everyone is either having to cut hours back or lay people off or furlough employees, meaning that, hey, look, I can't pay you right now. We can't really do anything for you. You still have a job. Just think of it as like an unpaid vacation, but as soon as this gets passed, we're going to have everyone up and running. You're coming right back in like nothing has happened. But these people still have bills to pay. So Wild Heaven doing the responsible thing, saying, hey, look, we want to help our furloughed staff. They set aside nearly 200 cases to be sold for $30 a case. $30 a case. This is from Nick Purdy. I believe he runs the joint. Special promotion to help our most affected employees continues on this week daily from 1 to 6 p.m. in Avondale and 12 to 8 at West End while supplies last. Please safely come and see us. So keep in mind, Avondale Estates, original location, that's going to be 1 to 6 p.m. daily. The West End, that's the brewery and the gardens, that's going to be 12 to 8 p.m. As long as they have supply, baby. $30 a case, 200 cases. They're helping their staff out. That's really awesome. I am 100% on board with that. So if you can't find your beer, there you go. You know what to do. Go get some fantastic beer. Emergency drinking beer. That's my favorite. That's my favorite Wild Heaven beer, by the way. Just throwing that out there. You don't have to like it. Just throwing it out there. East 48th Street Market and Deli. I've talked about them a lot, and they're in Dunwoody. That is 2462 Jet Ferry Road in Dunwoody. East 48th Street Market and Deli. They are technically a grocery, meaning that even if there's full lockdown, you can still go there and get everything you need. So, hold on, I'm sipping my my beer here. Hold on. So, what do they have? They have tea, espresso, cappuccino. They have juices. They have Italian wines, Italian beer. They have a fantastic bakery. Their bakery is amazing. They have flour. Oh my God! Go to Whole Foods right now and try to find flour, canned tomatoes, and pasta, and hit me back and let me know what you're finding. East 48th Street has all of that. So they have also an exceptional espresso roster happening. They have Kimbo, which is based out of Naples. It is probably one of the best espresso roasts that I've ever had. Just throwing that out there. They have it. They have Ely. They have Lavazza. They have a couple of other Italian brands, but the Kimbo is, mwah, it's amazing. They have a full deli. The Milano salami, that is my personal favorite. They have speck. They have Genoa salami, pepperoni. They have vacuum sealed steaks. If you want to avoid making your own sauce, they have jarred sauces, pesto, cheese, name it, they have it. If you want to start cooking calamari, clams, all of it, it's all there. So you can hit them up at East 48th Street Market.com. So E48TH Street Market.com. And the prices on the wines are very good. And this is all, and Charlie, the owner, he goes to Italy. He sources the wines. He sources the olive oil. The olive oil is spectacular. It is spectacular. So obviously he went to Italy before all the coronavirus outbreak happened. So, they have stuff there that is absolutely next level. But if you want sandwiches, if you want bruschetta, you want anything you want, already cooked pizza, they have it. They are open. They are legitimately family owned and operated. Charlie and Anita run it. The daughters work there, so the sons pop in every once in a while. They're working too, but they have stuff that is if you're Catholic and you're trying to make sure you're right with your Lent, all this is going on. They provide you with recipes that are favorable for Lent and as well as traditional Easter meals and things like that. So whenever I go to get any of the ingredients for my Italian dishes, I'm hitting up East 48th. So that's something to throw out there as well. Little Shop of Stories, not food related, but they are considered an educational establishment, so they get to stay open. If you have kids at home, go to Little Shop of Stories Facebook page during the day, and you will find Madison reading children's stories. You can put your kid in front of that. It is absolutely 100% kid safe. She is obviously very sweet. She reads stories. They sing songs. This is something that they would normally do in the store. You could take your kids up there on the weekend and they have circle time and the kids get to hang out and learn about the fun side of having books and the camaraderie behind loving reading and loving learning. And obviously now we have to move this online. They still do it. Amazon's going to get their money. Amazon will make money hand over fist by the time this is all said and done. But bookshops like Little Shop of Stories, they are mission critical to our local economy. If you go to their website on Little Shop of Stories or you go to their Facebook page, they will hand deliver books to your doorstep for free in a certain number of zip codes because that's their employees. They stack the books in a car. They're very safe with them. I buy my books from there, just as a heads up. And they will drive them to your house, drop them off on your doorstep. You don't have to do a thing. Don't open the door. Don't say anything, whatever. Or you can do curbside. They have a little shelf outside. You call up, order your books, or you go online, order your books. You go out there, you call them. They put the stuff on the shelf. They go back inside. And that's it. You have wonderful books. You're supporting a local business. It's just there. That's what we got to do, guys. It's not that bad. But it is something where Son in My Belly. Son in My Belly is another one. Max LeBlanc, he's the owner. I know Max and his husband Will. Amazing people. Absolutely amazing people. They have gone and they had a great restaurant, incredibly fresh ingredients, excellent preparation. But when this happened, they were so nimble, they immediately flipped it to a pop-up general store. They have fresh produce, other household necessities. They practice social distancing, all of this stuff. Produce and dairy restocked regularly. They have hand sanitizer and gloves available for all shoppers. You can order online and have ready for curbside pickup, and they do a 2-mile radius delivery from their location. And you can order at www.suninmybelly.com. S-U-N inmybelly.com. So these are the businesses we have to keep going. You know, it's on us. And whenever they go and do things. And one more thing about Sun in My Belly. You can order cocktails online and have them delivered to your door if you live within 2 miles of Sun in My Belly. What? That's what I'm talking about. This is what Max had said earlier. I don't know if he still has all this, but this is for real, no joke. Getting stir crazy, ready for happy hour. Just go to our website, order some cocktails, maybe some dinner. We've even got toilet paper and other dry goods for sale. Toilet paper and other dry goods for sale. Done. That's it. Sun in My Belly. They have it all. They are now a curbside general store. So make sure you make this happen. Bell Street Burritos. This is a shout out. Matt Hinton runs that location. You can talk to diehard Atlanta United and Liverpool supporter Will Hinton, and he will direct you the same way. They were running a promotion earlier this month, and Will, let me know if the promotion's still going on, because this is probably the best marketing that I think I've seen out of any of these places outside of Sun in My Bellies. With the yes, we have toilet paper. This is from Bell Street Burritos. Nothing. Normally we would never do this, but nothing is normal. Now at all locations of Bell Street Burritos, which are amazing, get a free roll of toilet paper, individually packaged, with orders of $20 or more from the website. Simply go to www.bellstreetburritos.com, then select order online and discount code, this is critical, free TP20, free Tango Papa 20. Get that happening. And then he says, valid for delivery, pickup, or curbside orders. What has become of us? Well, Will, your brother seems to be onto something here. I'm just throwing that out there. Bell Street Burritos are amazing, by the way. If you can throw that out. I get it. We should be making money on this. We're not making any money on this. It's about keeping people employed. West Egg on Howell Mill. Oh my God, West Egg is amazing. Just have to throw that out there. They are open for takeout 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Wednesdays through Sundays. Call in brunch to go. You can call them at 404-872-3973 from our regular menu on the website. Only grab a few items. There's only a few items they're not making right now. You can grab a bag of biscuits with egg, cheese, bacon, sausage, and more to take to the family. Look, they're going to get tired of your cooking real quick. And you don't want to have to keep running to the store for groceries. So if their supply chain is solid, just go do curbside. Also, the award-winning shrimp and grits. Oh, yes. And you can even get a bottle of the bubbly. Cava, $18 from us, and make mimosas at home. A little bit of the bubbly. 6 packs of beer, mix and match, $15. Coffee and our full menu of lattes and other specialty drinks. We also have whole bean Batdorf coffee. They can grind it if you like. $12 for 12 ounces. Thank you for your support, West Egg Cafe. I love West Egg because they start playing games and they start putting things like Lucky Charms into milkshakes. And that is just bananas to me. And then they have French toast that it'll make you question a lot of things about yourself. Like after you've eaten it, you're like, what would I do for more of this French toast? What kind of questionable activities would I engage in for the French toast? Me, personally, a lot. It would be a lot. So just throwing that out there. Keep in mind also that if you are trying to get to the grocery stores early with Publix, 7 to 8 a.m., man, that is senior shopping hours. Customer 65 and over, man, let those people shop. Oh, and if it's the first of the month, if you can avoid going to the grocery store at the first of the month, because there will be people out there with EBT, people out there who are getting unemployment checks, they are just getting their money. Man, they are scarce in the refrigerators. Let those people shop, please. Man, don't be trying to run these people over just so you can go buy 72 packs of toilet paper, man. Just throwing that out there. And I keep reading about people who are getting mad and yelling at the folks trying to do curbside and yelling at the people who are at like the places like Whole Foods and Aldi and Kroger. Like, why are you going to yell at the people who are literally risking their lives to make sure you can leave with your groceries? Like, what kind of planet do you live on where you're like, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to scream at this person who has zero protective gear, no remote opportunity to have paid leave. They're probably going to get fired if they call in sick. I think I'm just going to scream at them. Don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk. Let these people live, man. Practice social distancing with them too. I saw this at Trader Joe's the other day. Trader Joe's has it down to a science, how to get in and get out very quickly, and they social distance you. And it's because they put a camp counselor outside who says, okay, no, you back up. We're having a line over here. We're going to count how many people go in. It's like the old days at the club. We're going to count how many people go in. Hold up. 4 people leave. Okay, the next 4 go in. And somebody walked up and was like, oh, I have to wait in line? Like, yeah, you have to wait in line. I just won't shop here. Okay, great. Keep moving. And go infect somebody somewhere else with your irresponsible ass. Seriously, be nice to the people who are trying to keep you safe and let you get your groceries. They could have just shut down. They could have been like, yeah, deal with it. You're not getting your orange juice and coffee today, champ. But no, they're working. They have bills to pay. I guarantee you they wouldn't be there if they didn't have bills to pay. So let these people live and be nice to them. If I could find a way to be nice, I would buy them like gift cards or something, but I don't want to pick it up. I don't want to touch the gift card. So I don't know. If you are a worker at like a Whole Foods or like an Aldi or Publix, Kroger, any of that, Trader Joe's, hit me up at Nick Aliffi on Twitter. That's the Garlic Bread Warlord, and let me know how we can hook you up for what you're doing, because I think you guys are worth that. You should be getting hazard pay, to be honest. You should be getting hazard pay, but I'm not Jeff Bezos worth $155 billion, making $65 million a minute, not offering my employees hazard pay. Anyway, back to the food. Gabriel's Restaurant and Bakery. They have family meals, fully cooked and ready to reheat. Orders need to be in before 3 p.m. and picked up before 6 p.m. Hold up. Where's this place? Hold up. We're gonna find out where this place is. See, I'm just getting stuff sent to me as well. So some of the stuff we are getting on the fly, and we're just adding into the show. Let's see where this place is. Where are you guys? Oh, they are at 800 Whitlock Avenue, Northwest, 135. Marietta, Georgia, 30064. And you can hit them up. Gabrielle's Dessert. That's Gabrielle, not Gabriel. Gabrielle's Dessert. As GabrielsDesserts.com. That's GabrielsDesserts.com. And Gabrielle has said, yo, we are expanding, fam. They had fully cooked meals. Let's go through some of these meal options here, because I'm not going to send you something that's wacky. All right. These are some examples of the stuff that they do. And you can follow them on Facebook. Ooh, my goodness. All right. On Sunday the 29th, they had fried chicken breast, mac and cheese, cornbread, green beans. That's what I'm talking about. They had, on Monday, they had meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and brown gravy, cabbage, corn muffins. Woo! Chicken pot pie. Oh, my goodness gracious. Meatloaf was tonight, so if you missed that, you can at least on the 31st. So for tomorrow, it can be chicken pot pie and garden salad with ranch dressing. This is they have 4 fried chicken breast. That's on Wednesday. Mac and cheese, green bean, corn muffins. On April 2nd, they have roasted whole chickens, green beans, cream corn, and corn muffins. On Friday, they have chicken Alfredo, garden salad with Italian dressing. And on Saturday, April 4th, barbecue pulled pork sandwiches, coleslaw, house chips. You can get sweet tea, unsweet tea. I don't know why you would want to get unsweet tea, but you can get it. It is an option. And if you are from Rochester or Boston and you are down here, you are a transplant and you are drinking unsweet tea, you are unsat. Please vacate the premises immediately. They have strawberry lemonade as well. Ooh, they have everything. So again, orders need to be placed by 3 p.m. because they need to know how much to make, all right? And then picked up by 6 p.m. Regular menu items are available 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. and are available for takeout, curbside, or delivery, $5 charge. So they do have their brick and mortar is open, and that just as a heads up, should you be so brave. But you can go in there. It's 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Sundays. So we have options, man. We need to be, and also Wild Heaven wants you to know also that you can do online gift card purchases. So if you don't want to venture out at all, but you still want to support these businesses, Buttermilk is one that comes to mind. Buttermilk, by the way, if you are in Buckhead and you have not gone to Buttermilk, I want you to look in the mirror right now. Look at yourself and say, what am I doing with my life that I have not gone to Buttermilk? Because that place is nuclear fire. It is absolutely amazing. So hit these places up. Get a gift card. But when you do your pickup orders, leave a tip for the staff if you could. You know what I'm saying? They're cooking your meal. Another place is Great Harvest Bread Company in Marietta, Georgia. They say they have freshly baked bread. Shelves are stocked. Call ahead and they'll deliver it to your car. Sandwiches, soups, salads, brownies, scones, cookies, and more. So one of my friends said, man, that's only 15 minutes from me. Thank you for letting me know. They have Irish potato, cheddar, and chive bread as well. So, get yourself busy with that. Place some of these orders. But it's all there for you. Okay? It's all there for you. You have an option right now. And now I'm going back to the soapbox, if you don't mind. You have an option with all this. And that is, you can be an absolute jerk because you're inconvenienced. Maybe the kids have been yelling at you all day. You've been yelling at your kids. Whatever. Your boss has deemed you essential and you have to go in. And now you're having to deal with people who have zero regard for their own safety and your safety. You can be one of those people who goes and does this curbside mess and yells and screams at people. Don't do that. For real. We have to try to be nicer to each other. When times like this, people show you who they are at their base. Like even some of your best friends right now are probably showing who they are in a way that you weren't expecting. In a way that makes you go, my God, do I even know this idiot? I'm seeing it. There are some people who I have known for 2 decades who I'm like, yeah, we're gonna hit unfriend, unhit that, hit it harder, because some people I'm seeing, I don't like what they're showing me right now. And it's not because they're just saying stupid stuff on the internet. It's because of who they are as a person in a stressful situation. It's almost like when you go out, like whenever you go out on a date and the person that you're with is a jerk to the wait staff, tells you a lot, right? Like, is that someone who you really want to be around? Someone who's a complete jerk to the wait staff? Nah, that's not someone you want to be around. Someone who makes a mess in a movie theater, like, somebody else will clean it up. Is that someone you want to be with? Do that in your own home. Don't take that mess out in this situation. Understand that anyone who interacts with the public is doing so at their own risk because they have to keep the lights on. Maybe it's someone who had a cush corporate 9-to-5 job, lost it because of furloughs or cutbacks or whatever, and now they're bagging groceries because it's what they have to do. Or maybe because bagging groceries is the only job they could damn well get. They're busting their ass. They really are. They're staying late. They're restocking shelves just so you nincompoops can come in and buy 17 packages of toilet paper and no one else can get it. Or all the hand sanitizer or anything else. And if you don't care about getting sick, that's fine. That's your business and that is officially your problem. But it also, unfortunately, is my problem. Because if you don't care if you get sick and you catch this mess, you're going to be essentially asymptomatic, meaning you don't have symptoms for anywhere up to 14 days. And you don't know what pre-existing conditions your friends and family may have. They may have had asthma. You don't know. They may have beaten cancer at one point in their life. Maybe they had the flu 2 weeks ago, and now they're more at risk of respiratory infections. And the respiratory infection will hit twice as hard. We don't know. But if you go out and act like a jerk and say, I don't care what I'm doing. If I get sick, it's my time. Nope, because your dumb ass will make sure it's a bunch of other people's time as well. The outbreak in Albany, they had 2 funerals that turned Albany, Georgia, of all places, into one of the largest hot zones in the Southeast. 2 funerals. There was another situation where at a wedding, some lady got drunk, kissed some dude. She was an asymptomatic carrier of COVID. He caught it. Then he was hanging out with somebody else. They caught it. Guys, it's that easy. The number one way to act in all of this is to act like you're infected already. And just go through the Rolodex in your head. How many people have I interacted with today? None? Fantastic. I have officially hurt no one. And that's how we have to treat it. And then with other people we have to, that we interact with, maybe, just maybe, act with some bit of kindness and decency. We're all in it together. Whether you are the most Bible-thumping Christian conservative on God's green earth, or whether you are the most just apathetic atheist that has ever existed since the Big Bang, my friends, we are in it together. And we watched as this thing galloped, this galloping pneumonia, because that's really what it is. It raced across Europe, raced across the Atlantic, raced across the Pacific. It's here. It's not going anywhere for a while. And I'm not making any prognostications on when we're getting back to soccer or when we're getting back to football and any of these other things. But I can promise you this. All of those things you want will come back far more quickly if you shut up and stay home. Keep yourself off of busy trails. Keep yourself off of the belt line. Keep yourself off of the walking paths. Stop getting right up on people's butts at the grocery store. Stay home, and this ends quickly. I feel like I'm making a hostage video right now. Stay home and it all ends quickly. Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. Because I read what my cousins are posting from Italy. And it's like letters recovered from the Titanic. Or letters that they find from people from horrific situations. I'm not going to go word for word into what my cousin posted because it's unbelievably, profoundly personal. But he said, I'm going to lie to my kids. When my kids get older, he has younger children. He says, look, I'm going to lie to my kids. Because I'm lying to my kids right now because I have to. Because I try to be a good dad. But one day I'm going to have to tell them the truth. One day I'm going to have to tell them that all those coffins were not empty. That the soldiers were not just parading in the street. And that all those ambulances and fire trucks were there to make noise for the enjoyment of the children. It was all a lie. Those coffins were absolutely full. The morgues couldn't handle it. The war zones were the hospitals, the doctor's offices. But that time isn't now. For now, I'm going to lie to my kids. It's what has to be done. And for right now, what we need is a bit of responsibility. It's an unsexy word, responsibility. For a country that screams freedom about everything, when we have the Texas Fair where they have fried butter, fried Twinkies, and they scream freedom. You have country stations where every other song is about freedom of girls' jeans or some jacked up 4x4. Punk rock, the ultimate expression of freedom. Metal music, expressions of freedom. Hip hop, at its core, expressions of freedom, the desire for freedom, the yearning for freedom. Everybody talks about freedom, but there's one fundamental thing they miss, and that is there's a responsibility with freedom. The responsibility is you have to help take care of the person next to you. Because if you can't, morons will feel like they have to take over for you since you can't handle it yourself. That's not a political statement. But it happens. When people in high places realize, you know what? We kind of left it up to them and the body count keeps surging because these morons won't stay at home. Okay, great. We're going to suspend everything and say, now you are under complete lockdown. And if we find you in the streets, it's going to be $1,000 fine or it's going to be jail time. That's what happened in Blue Ridge. In Blue Ridge, they said, in Blue Ridge, Georgia, because they had so many people coming in from out of town, they said if your car is not registered in Fannin County, you're getting a ticket. If your mailing address, your official primary mailing address is not in Fannin County, you got to go home. They have people up there who have $200,000, $300,000 rental cabins in Blue Ridge, Georgia that they can't go to because too many damn people were hogging the city, hanging out, completely bypassing any sort of responsible action. And then people start getting sick. And a place like Blue Ridge, Georgia doesn't have 10, 20, 30 ventilators ready to go. They don't have them. Someone who is close to me had a heart attack up there, and they didn't have the damn equipment to take care of him. they had to fly him to Chattanooga. In this case, they will not be flying COVID patients to Chattanooga. So Blue Ridge did what they had to do. Morons kept trying to hike the trails up there. They packed them out. So what happened? They towed the cars. Have fun walking. Be responsible. If you want freedom, you must accept the responsibility that comes with it. And it's not always pick up a gun and charge, I promise you. After the revolution was fought, after the guns were put back up above the fireplaces, we had to do more than just embrace the Second Amendment. We had to put the damn country together, and we had to keep it together. And that meant being responsible citizens, being responsible neighbors, showing that we can handle this mess ourselves. Right now, we're showing that we cannot. We're not asking a lot. We're asking you to sit on your ass and be lazy. If you want to be super fit, be fit in your own home. The time for jokes, it's over. If you have Roku and you get Ciao Italy, the Ciao Italy app, and you go to news and you turn on the Italian news, you will officially have a 4-week head start on what's happening here. I watch it with regularity. I can promise you, you will not like what's coming. If you've watched Game of Thrones and you have not made your way to the Red Wedding, you will not like what's coming. Because what's coming is the Red Wedding. And it's not going to be cool. It's not going to be rad. It's not going to be awesome. It's going to be an absolute blank show. I'm sorry, Jason, John. I'm trying my best not to use profanity here. It's going to be a disaster zone. And it's avoidable. That's the thing. It's avoidable. People like, when I say this, people are like, well, you're freaking out. You're scaring people. Good. It's avoidable. The Titanic did not have to hit the iceberg, but it did. And that's where we're going right now. And it's not just test, find out who has it. Yeah, that would have been great in like December. We missed the boat. If we had more ventilators, we could survive. Nope. We're past that. We're officially past it. Yell and scream about mistakes all you want. We're past that. Now it's on you. And I hate it for you. And I hate it for myself. But that's where we are. When you can't count on people, you have to count on yourself. I see parents letting their kids play pickup basketball games with the neighbors. I see parents taking their kids out and doing group hiking excursions. I see families of like neighbors getting together and doing like drive-in style theater stuff. They're sitting 1.5 feet away from each other, watching a projection put up against someone's house. Guys, that's not smart. And if you want to call that your freedom, that's great. But when you all end up sick, don't complain about it. You see this happening all over the world. Prime ministers are getting it. Professional athletes are getting it. And in the next show, we will talk about the sporting aspect of this, I promise you. But in this one, we need to handle ourselves first. We had to do the responsible thing and handle ourselves first. Everyone can get it. Wealth is not a privilege to keep you from catching this mess. The need and drive and desire to work, it's not going to keep you from getting it. The only thing that's going to keep you from getting it is sitting at home. Joke's over. So is the show. For anyone out there who has content ideas, show ideas, send them in. We'll talk about it. I promise you. The next one's going to get, we're going to start talking about more of the sporting aspect. We're going to talk about the economics of what's happening in Europe right now and how it could fundamentally change the landscape of soccer in general, especially for your mid-tier to lower-tier teams. What some of the teams out there are doing right now to ensure that their staff are taken care of. Juve and Barcelona, sneak peek. Players are cutting their wages to help make sure that the rank and file workers are fully taken care of. That's great. What happens to all the other teams that can't do the same? So, we're going to have that conversation and much more. It's been an hour. I typically don't do hot drops that are this long, but I think it's necessary to put content out there. It's needed. Love you guys. Hope you're doing well. Please, please, please stay home. I'm reaching the begging stage now. When I talk to you, I want to hear you speak Italian to me. I want to hear you say, "Restiamo a casa." We stay at home. Restiamo a casa. So that's it. Do that for me, and it will be much, much appreciated. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for sticking it out with our local businesses. Thank you for ensuring and helping take care of your neighbors. That's what we need right now. We need more of it, more good news. Give it to us. I promise you. Give me good news. I'll talk about it. We have people who are recovering. That's great news. We have companies that are stepping up and getting our doctors and nurses the front line of this battle. I served in the Marines. I went to war. I'm telling you right now, these doctors and nurses and everyone out there who is the paramedics, the firefighters, hey, they are Marines. They are soldiers. They are fighting this battle for you. Send them love. If you know any of them, call them up, tell them you love them. Because they're doing some crazy stuff right now, man. When I was in Iraq, I dug through cars looking for bombs. That was my job. I searched people and vehicles for explosives. It was not a fun job. Because every time you open a car or search someone, they may go off. And if you walk into a room and a patient has COVID, not one bit of damn difference. Not one. They are extraordinarily brave. So salute to our doctors, nurses, paramedics, cops, firefighters. Thank you so much for what you're doing out there. And let us know how we can support you better. Especially with, I like seeing the companies, some of the companies step up and get you guys protection, but you need more. So let us know. How can we help? We love you guys. See you next time. Mucho Yo-Yo.